there are a lot of motorcycle stands out there, but most shop stands are several hundred pounds. And while they are effective for what they do, and all shops are going to use them for lifting both wheels off the ground simultaneously, they can be a hindrance for working on your bike at home. You probably don't have the shop space in your garage. If you're like us here in Southern California, most of your garage is filled with stuff. Let me show you. Alright, and that is par for the course for most Southern Californians. So here's the first opening of the newly designed Paddock stand from Moto Manufacturing. Now I say newly designed because Greg Sanders over at Moto Manufacturing has upgraded the casters on these. Now your stand has a shipping weight of 56 pounds. 56 pounds compared to about 700 pounds for most of your pneumatically actuated motorcycle stands that actually lifts, I should say. And what Greg did was he upgraded the casters on these to a medical grade wheel, and so they roll a little bit smoother and a lot tougher, and longevity is what you want when you're going to make this kind of investment. So what we've done here is just pop the top on that. This is packed in a foam. They have a new machine over at Moto Manufacturing that allows them to pack the entire carton in a foam, so nothing shifts during the shipping. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop all these parts out, and I'll be right back. Alright, now that I've got everything out of the package and laid out in front of me, I'm going to show you what should come in yours. Yours will be identical to mine. So what we have here is the workhorse of the lift. This is the lift arm, and you'll see branded by Moto Manufacturing right there. Everything that they do over there is really well built and finished very nicely. This here is the base. You'll also have an instruction manual, your hardware kit that's necessary, the pin adapter, that's what makes it all mount up to your bike. And then you'll have 4 sets of casters. Now 2 of them have locking wheels and 2 of them spin freely. You'll only need 2 to lock, so don't be worried about that. It's built toughly enough that it won't be a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some of this together just so you are prepared. What you'll need to mount this up are 14mm socket and wrench, and I've laid mine out already. So be prepared with those, and other than that, I think the only thing you'll need is a razor knife to open the box. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of this together and let you know how it turns out. Now in the assembly process, what you're going to want to do is slide your casters into your base. Okay, I'll show you what I did here. Alright, that whole caster assembly goes into the arm here, and we do that on all 4 corners. Alright, and then on the belly of this, you're going to use the button head screws that came with your hardware kit. Now that button head screw takes a 5.5mm Allen key, so I just hand tightened those down and then snugged them up with that Allen key. Now these aren't a load bearing, and what they're doing is what those bolts are doing is just holding the casters from pulling out. And the situation you might encounter that is when you're spinning the bike or something like that. So the reason for saying that is you really don't need to torque these down. There's no torque spec or anything on them. They're just to keep the casters in there. So that's the next step there, and you're just gonna snug those down. And then from there we're gonna put that lift arm with the adapter plate on there, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw that together. Now I've got my jacking arm installed into the base, and let me show you what that looks like. Okay, now to get my jacking arm in, I did tap it on the head with a dead blow hammer. That might help you just due to the level of finish on this. It can be a little bit tight first time going in, so I whacked it right there very gently on its melon, and that helps slide it in. Now you're going to secure that with 2 bolts that came with your hardware kit, and one is here and one is down on the bottom. Now the longer one goes down on the bottom. Reason for that is it's going through this extra square stock here, and so it needs that length. Now don't do what I did. I'm going to tell you about it so you can all have a laugh. I grabbed that jacking arm right, can you see that right here in the middle? Now they lube that section with a nice sticky grease, so I grabbed that trying to push it down in there and got a handful of it. So if you're like me, keep a towel nearby, a shop cloth or something, so you can clean yourself up. So next thing that's going to go on is going to be the adapter plate. The pin assembly is going to go into the adapter plate there. So let me get that on there for you. Now we're all assembled, and it was really that easy. If you have all the tools laid out and you're ready to go, you have some nice clear shop space, you're really talking about 10 to 15 minutes to get this together. So let me show you what it looks like here. Give you a tour real quick. We've got all 4 casters on there, and this is the business end of the machine right here. Okay, and what you have here are several holes on the adapter plate. Those holes allow for this same kit to be used on different models of Ducatis. Right now I've got it on hole number 8. Hole number 8 represents the Superbike series, and that would be the 848 through the 1198. I left this part loose. This is the pin plate. I left the pin plate loose so I can take that back off again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this over to one of the nearby shops and show the guys over there how to use it and how it all works. Right here, this is your adjustment rod. Can you see that? There we go. This is your adjustment rod. Now that adjustment rod is going to allow you to adjust the twist on this, and that twist allows you to adjust, if you can imagine your bike being on here where my arm is, okay, it allows you to adjust level of your bike so you have front and rear at the same height. That's good for oil changes, to know that when you look through that sight glass that your oil is at the right height, the right level in the crankcase. But it's also just good practice because if your bike is balanced well on there, then you're really taking a whole lot of load and load off of the stand, and you're going to just make it all around safer. Now this here is the jacking arm. You see the jacking arm? Now the jacking arm gets locked down with a pin right here, and right now that would be in one position. That's the up position, and then when you go ahead and drop that down, can you see that? That's the down position there. The down position doesn't have a lock. It's not going to need a lock because your bike's going to hold it on the ground. That 400-pound weight is going to hold it down. But when you go up with it, see if you can hear this, it engages positively, and what that was is this locking pin right here. That locking pin snaps into a hole on that arm, and that hole is right there, and it just pops right in there. It's spring loaded, so you'll hear that and you'll know that you're ready to rock. So that is the Moto Manufacturing Paddock stand unwrap and assembly, and I hope you enjoy it. Look for the stand at a dealer near you.